Welcome back to freehighschooleducation.com. Today we are going to do chapter 4.6 exercise session, page 148 and 149. We're going to start with number 12 in the written exercises. Now in this chapter we learned that if we have decimal points, we can multiply by multiples of 10, like 10, 100, and 1000 to get rid of the decimal points. Actually, with the use of the calculator, you don't need to do this. You can simply add and subtract using the calculator, and you get the correct answer. So here we can do this. We will get the help of the calculator in doing this exercise. I don't need to put this 0 here because it is an additional 0 that has no value. So if you want, you can take it out. We move this to the other side and change the sign. It was plus, it became minus. Now, using the calculator, 10.2 minus 1.45, and we get 8.75. We divide everything by and divide this by 0.05, and we get n equals 175. And we are going to do these exercises this way to save time. But if you want, you can multiply everything by 100 in this case, and you will get 5n equals 145 plus 145 equals 1020. And then solve the equation. So you will have this. If you multiply everything by 100, so you multiply both sides by 100, and that will give you 5n plus 145 equals 2. And if you solve this equation, you will have the same answer. We go to the word problems. Number 26, a number decreased by 0.37 times the number is 12.6. Find the number. So the number is x, since it is unknown, and we are decreasing it by this amount. So x minus 0.37x, that's equal to 12.6. Here this is 1x, so I can minus 1 minus 0.37, 1 minus 0.37, and that's equal to 0.63x equals to 12.6. We divide both sides by 0.63, and we get x equals 20. And that's the answer. Next is exercise 28. The greater of two numbers is 3.2 more than twice the smaller. So, if the smaller is x, the second number is 3.2 more than twice this. So it's 3.2 plus 2x. If 0.3 times the smaller is added to the larger, so 0.3 the smaller, that's 0.3x. If this is added to the larger, the result is 11.48. So let's add it to the larger. and the result is 11.48. Find the numbers, so we need to find this and this. Here we can add the x's, 2.3x, and take this to the other side and change the sign. And that will be 2.3x. Again, we do this on the calculator, 11.48 minus 3.2, 8.28. We divide both sides by 2.3 to get the value of x, and x equals to 3.6. This is one of the numbers. The other number is twice the x, added to it 3.2. So we multiply this by 2, 2 into 3.6 plus 3.2, and the number is 10.4. And these are our two numbers. Number 30, a taxi cab driver charges $1.75 for the first mile and 12.5 cents for each additional tenth of a mile. How far can you go for $5? Here, the additional miles, we will represent them by x, and at the end we add the 1 mile to x, because this trip is divided into two pieces. 1 mile he charges 1.75, and for these miles he charges 12.5 per tenth of a mile. Here, in order to get the charge for this, we can divide this by 10 and then multiply by 12.5, because every tenth is charged 12.5 cents. However, what we can do is get the charge for 1 mile by multiplying this by 10. So the charge for 1 mile is 1.25 cents. Again, let's change everything to cents, and here will be 1.75 cents. So this is the charge per mile, and this is the charge for the first mile. So the first mile, 1.75 cents plus 1.25 cents per mile times x miles, that should equal to 500. And now we solve, we bring this to the other side. So 125x equals to 500 minus 175, and 125x equals to 325. We divide everything by 125, and x equals 2.6. Again, these are the additional miles. The total trip would be 2.6 plus 1, and that's 3.6. So that's how much our $5 can get us, is simply 3.6 miles. Number 32. Jan has 3.5 times as much money as Lucia, who has 75.60 cents less than Ken. So both of these are related to Ken. So if we represent Ken with X, so we put here K for Ken, that's X. Then Lucia would be 75.6 less. And Jan has 3 times as much as Lucia. So Jan is 3 times this. Now Jan has 113.10 cents more than Lucia and Ken together. So if I add these two and give them the difference, 113.1 then they will be equal to Jan, and that will be equal to this. Here I have two x's, so I can combine them. And these two numbers I can combine right away. So 113.1 minus 75.6, and that's equal to 37.5. Equals, on the other side, 3x minus, we multiply this by 3, 75.6 times 3, and that's 226.8. Here it's better to deal with the positive numbers, so we get the 2x to this side and this negative number to this side. So we get 226.8 plus 37.5 equals to 3x minus 2x. And here this is 1x, and we add these two numbers, plus 37.5, 264.30. So this is how much Ken has. But they want how much Jan has, so we replace this here. Jan is 3 into this 264.3 minus 75.6. We minus these two numbers and multiply by 3. So minus 75.6, that's 118.7 times 3, and that's equal to 566.10. Next, we will do number 34. Here we have a formula that's given to us that converts degrees Fahrenheit to degrees Kelvin. So the formula is 1.8 equals to the degrees in Fahrenheit plus 459.67. And we are asked, is a temperature of 300 Kelvin comfortable? Explain your answer. Since we are not familiar with this Kelvin scale, and we're familiar with the Fahrenheit, so we need to change the 300 degrees Kelvin into Fahrenheit before we make a decision. So let's replace this Kelvin degree, which is 300, with this value, and we see what we get for a Fahrenheit degree, the corresponding Fahrenheit degree. So 300 times 1.8, 540. We can right away bring this here, minus 459.67, and that's equal to how much this is in degrees Fahrenheit. That's minus 459.67, and we get 80.33. Which is a comfortable degree. And with this, we come to the end of our session. We hope to see you again.